Hey everybody, thanks for tuning in to All Things Division 3 Soccer with Simple Coach and Jackie. I am Simple Coach, and yeah, that girl is Jackie. She's awake. Anyhow, thanks for tuning in. Appreciate it for this episode of Game or Games of the Week. Certainly games. Running a little bit behind, just have so much on my plate. It's hard to carve out time to do the important stuff. So, anyhow, so just want to run through some games this week because it's like conference tournament time. Some have started, some haven't. Some teams are finishing off their regular season, might have a game or two. So not a lot of games that I was able to, that sort of got my interest. But there are a few. There's like 6 or 7 on the ladies' side for tomorrow, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, and then I'll do another episode for all of the weekend. But to start with the ladies, today a game went on that happened. Augsburg traveled to McAllister. Augsburg 10-3-4 traveled to 9-6-2 McAllister. And if I'm going to ruin the score for anybody who might have watched, close your ears. But McAllister won 2-0. For tomorrow, Tuesday, I have 3 games that look interesting. 7-10-1, Wisconsin Stevens Point travels to Wisconsin Oshkosh, the maker of all the kids' clothes, at 5-9-4. Also on Tuesday, Trine 8-6-5 travels to Hope 9-2-5. And then I think this begins the tournament. Montclair State 13-2-2 travels to 13-2-1 College of New Jersey. Talk about a banger right there. Like seriously, that might be worth the trip tomorrow evening. On Wednesday, you have two good games, or games that interested me. Dubuque 11-5-1 travels to really powerful 15-1 Loris. I think that's the American Rivers Conference tournament, so that should be a good one. The one that I'm really highlighting, though, is Puget Sound 11-5-2 travels to 13-3-2 Pacific Lutheran. So that should be a good one. And then Thursday, a real NCAC. I think this is tournament time as well. DePaul 10-3-5 travels to 10-5-3 Ohio Wesleyan. So those are the games for the ladies. I'll run it down now. Tuesday, Wisconsin Stevens Point travels to Wisconsin Oshkosh. Trine at Hope. Really circle this one. Montclair State at College of New Jersey. Dubuque at Loris. The other thing I didn't say about them is I don't think they like each other. And then Puget Sound at Pacific Lutheran. And then on Thursday, DePaul at Ohio Wesleyan. And now for the men, this is more, I'm going to read off some scores just because these games have happened or are about to happen or are happening. So as I'm recording this. St. Mary's University of Notre Dame, Maryland, I think it's called, 9-6-3. Traveled to Penn State Abington. It was at 9-4-4, and I know Penn State Abington. Close your ears. Won 2-0. Today was a 2-0 day. Quite a bit. On the men's side, 8-3-6. Augsburg also traveled to 10-2-5 McAllister, and McAllister was triumphant. You guessed it, 2-0. St. John's, Minnesota. 7-6-4 traveled to Gustavus 8-3-6, and Gustavus won Any guesses? 2 nothing. It's currently being played, so I'm not going to say anything about it, at least as I'm watching. Um, 8, where to go? 8, 9, 8, and 2 Lancaster Bible College Chargers face off against Penn State Harrisburg, who sits at 7, 4, and 7. They're at Penn State Harrisburg. Then a game that's about to start, so by my clock, 18 minutes from now, St. Elizabeth faces the Highlanders of Cairn. I'm not sure what that pronunciation is. St. Elizabeth at 11, 3, and 3, and Cairn at 8, 5, and 4. Shout out to Underation. I don't remember his first name, but I know his dad, Chris. So that's Monday. Tuesday, we have one game that looks interesting. 13, 1, and 3, St. Joseph's of Connecticut travels to Johnson and Wales, Rhode Island. I think that's what they're called. Who's at 12, 2, and 4. Wednesday's the real humdinger of a day. Better really action packed. So, couple games. Luther 6, 7, and 6 travels to Loras, who sits at 11, 3, and 5. And I mentioned they don't like each other either. Rose Holman 11, 5, and 2 travels to Hanover, who sits at 9, 7, and 1. That's a playoff game, I know for certain. Buffalo State 11, 4, and 3 travels to Cortland State 13, 2, and 2. Buffalo State making some waves, facing a pretty powerful and fine-tuned Cortland State. Also in the SUNYs, 13, 2, and 3, SUNY Oneonta travels to Brockport State 9, 2, and 5. That should be a really, really interesting game. This one is actually really, really keen on, and I keep going back to the NJACs for some reason. That seems to have I find the most interesting for some reason. Maybe it's because of the rise of Kane. Kane University, 11, 1, and 6 travels to Rowan down in Glassboro, formerly Glassboro State University, at 8, 3, and 5. Kane held its own against Montclair State. I'm not saying they deserved much more, but they held their own. I give them credit there. So, really interesting matchup. Also on Wednesday, out in Michigan, Albion 9, 6, and 1 faces a pretty powerful Calvin. So it's at 14, 2, and 1. And also Wednesday, last game that I have in my list, Pitt Greensburg 10, 5, and 2 travels to Penn State Behrend, who sits at 11, 3, and 3, who clearly didn't listen to my early season prognostications that they were not doing well, because they clearly have. Yeah, I get that right all the time. So on the men's side, Tuesday, St. Joseph's, Connecticut, Johnson and Wales, Rhode Island, Buffalo State at Cortland State, SUNY Oneonta at Brockport State, Kane University at Rowan University, Luther travels to Loras, Rose Holman travels to Hanover, and then Albion travels to Calvin. And then lastly, Pitt Greensburg travels to Penn State Behrend. I have no Thursday games that I saw, but it could just be that I'm doing a terrible job at finding these games, just because they're all contingent upon qualifications in tournaments and whatnot. So anyhow, that about covers it. I will hopefully get, I got a couple things working this week. Look for the new show. Paul Newman's rearing his head again. Top 25s. I'll probably do one also on Wednesday, I'm hoping, as a sort of what I consider like a season final-ish. rankings for men and women, and then I'm having technical issues for some reason. I have two Fields of Dreams coming your way from some pretty remarkable places. I just can't download. I don't know. Can I get an IT? Can I get like the Geek Squad over here? No, I can't. But yeah, I can't seem to. I'm having some troubles. So hopefully that'll get resolved and I will be able to share those with you. In the meantime, check it out, Patreon down below. Thanking those folks who are supporting me right now. Really do appreciate it. Lots going on. And yeah, hopefully we'll see each other soon. Have a wonderful Monday. Hopefully you get to watch that St. Elizabeth at Cairn game here in a few minutes. So later, Gators. Did I just say that? That's just horrendous.